Welcome to the Split the Line podcast, the show where we are guaranteed to offend you. On our introductory episode, I have a multitude of topics I could talk about, but I'd rather show you all that I won't just be talking about hot issues all the time. I'll first be explaining why I am not showing my face yet. Here we go. It's social media, free expression, and holding a career. On this episode, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on the choices we make in the age of technology and how it affects both our finances as well as our freedoms. I'm going to go into a little bit of the freedoms, a little bit more than the finances, because we're all going to be a little bit different. In fact, I'm trying to make a career out of my political opinions. That being said, let's go ahead and get started with this. Social media is even more important than you thought. Everyone has a phone. Everyone has an opinion. Employers are going to use your data to find new hires, and companies use your data to market products to you. It sounds rather benign if you really think about it, but when you really get into it, you realize you can miss out on job opportunities just for speaking out on a subject that you're passionate about. Now, there's plenty of examples to go on here. Let's say, you are very, very passionate about abortion or gun control or vaccines and autism or special needs or women's rights, whatever it is that you're very passionate about. Your employer can take a look through your feed or see pages that you've posted to and base their hiring process off of that. They can choose to hire or not hire you before you've ever even had an interview just off of your social media. So now the issue that comes about when you start talking about being able to post on issues that are very passionate to you becomes a very big issue when we're talking about what it is that how do you get your news? Well, the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, which occurred during Obama, legalized propaganda. That means that they can skew the news, spin the news however they want to get a specific reaction out of the populace. They can take polls and surveys that have fewer facts and fewer representation of the actual people that they're trying to canvass. When I say facts, what I mean is they're taking a poll over a specific question without doing a thorough poll. They'll do one specific question without addressing anything else, or doing research without addressing other issues that would actually come into play. Just to use a really quick topic, I'm not going into this today, but just to use a really quick topic, everybody likes to use gun control, and all the other countries that don't have any mass shootings. Okay, well, they don't have any mass violence. Or they say that they don't have any mass shootings. The problem is that it didn't affect their violent crime rates at all. But that's not what's looked at when they're doing these statistics. They look at mass shootings. Well, that's a skewed statistic already. Let's not even forget that they've also got a number of other differences in their cultures. So when we only look at one aspect of the way that something is happening, or the media only gives us a small portion of what we're supposed to look at, we're not getting the full picture. We tend to get a more passionate view that can cause us to say things or think that something is completely absurd and want to speak out on it more. That's the only reason I mention this. While propaganda in itself is a terrible thing, mainstream media contributing to it has become the major issue. I feel like freedom of the press is really dead. The crowds, they follow the masses now, and we literally wait for a celebrity to take a stance on something before we decide to say anything. Yes, I'm talking to you, Alyssa Milano. You need to shut your mouth. You have no reason to bring your opinions up to any of us. Go back to failing at acting. Thanks. Okay? I mean, not to say that you shouldn't have an opinion, But utilizing your opinion to try to sway people and not get them to think at all, that's the problem. I want people to do research. Come back. Tell me I'm wrong. That's cool. I would love to debate people on these topics. Speaking out on a taboo topic or political subjects in the news, it's become very dangerous because your friends, your family, especially considering they're now considering red flag laws, you can get flagged and lose rights now. Not yet, but that's what they want. Just because you post something that somebody disagrees with on social media. So that takes me into this next part is I really want you all to be careful what you post online. I know that's very hypocritical coming from me because, well, you see some of the posts that I have on my Twitter account. I'm not afraid to call people names. I will get into it. If I think you're stupid, I'm going to tell you. I personally don't care in that aspect, but that's also why I don't show my face with those posts. I don't associate my name with them directly. Yes, you can find out who I am very easily if you really needed to, but the people that would go through those links, I wouldn't want to work for them anyway. And you should neither. But it's really up to you, and that's why I'm telling the majority of you is because most of you don't think about these things. And yes, I'm assuming that most people are stupid. Not all of my listeners, but the people that are hearing this, maybe because it got shared, I want you to think. I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't need to be posting pictures of you getting completely trashed on the internet. Not on social media, not on Instagram, not anywhere, because when your employers see it, what are they going to think? Your future employers. If you're going to do that, or you're going to get political online, at least use a fake name if you're going to be political. Here's the thing, though. Just because you delete something, don't assume that it's ever actually deleted. You realize that you can copy, download, screenshot anything on any device. There's a way to do it. No matter what privacy settings you think that you've set up, there is a way for somebody to have seen and downloaded something you've had, and it will stay there with them even after you delete it. You deleting it from your computer does not remove it from the internet or wherever else it got downloaded to. It's still going to be out there. It can be put back up. And also for a lot of you keyboard warriors, there's a lot of you people, especially with these Antifa group, and you want to, you like to, you talk a lot of noise online. You're like, oh, I can't wait to go punch a Nazi, things like that. I was like, just because you're online and you use a fake name, it does not mean you cannot be found. It is a very simple task to locate somebody who you have any type of interaction with on the internet. You are not safe just because you're behind a keyboard. Okay? Think before you start talking. I'm a veteran. When I'm talking crap, I'm doing it. And if somebody wants, I at least understand that. I know that it can happen to me. Okay? You need to chill. If you are not a veteran, if you are unable to defend yourself, and especially you liberals who are asking for more gun control and things like that, you need to shush in the first place, especially if you think that everybody that already has a firearm is delusional. The ones that do have it and you want to actually get on there and start calling people names, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself. You need to really chill out and just understand that the world is going to continue on and you are not safe just because you're behind a keyboard, behind the screen. I'm going to close with this. Why are you all complaining? There's been a lot of Republicans mainly lately that are talking about censorship being banned from Twitter and Facebook, and that, you know, social media is preventing you or censoring you. nobody was forced into social media. Okay, it's a privilege like driving, to be quite honest. I know it sucks to get kicked off. I know that. I've been banned many different times. Had my 30-day bans, my 7-day bans, 12-hour bans. It happens. That being said, what is it that these businesses always tell people that are asking for better wages? They feel like they're being mistreated as well, but they are told to go to another business that treats them better or create their own business. Well, the same thing applies here, guys. If you don't like the current situation in Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Parler, whichever one of these apps you're on, YouTube, it doesn't matter. If you don't like how they're treating you or your political party, create your own. Make your own. Find one that actually works for you. But stop complaining about it. If you're not going to ask that the Constitution be included to work with all businesses for everything, then you've got to understand that they're private platforms still. These businesses can choose to do business with who they please. Social media is a double-edged sword. These businesses can do what they want at that point. That being said, Republicans and Democrats both support censorship. You both do. How many Republicans were upset about Kaepernick kneeling? About people not standing for the national anthem? As a veteran, that didn't bother me. What did bother me was everybody that was saying that they should be fired because they were kneeling. I'm sorry, I don't agree with it, but at the same time, that's their freedom of expression. They're exercising their rights, and they're not out there rioting. They may be 100% wrong in whatever their viewpoints are, but the fact that they're peacefully protesting, I can stand behind. They're getting their message out there without harming others. I want that to be very, very clear. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm independent because Republicans and Democrats, y'all do the same thing. You guys both act the exact same ways. It's just your moral stances are different. That's all. Two sides of the same coin. Both want to throw money at things that shouldn't even be a federal issue in the first place. But we get into a lot more of that later. So remember, folks, the First Amendment is great, but Charles Manson merely spoke his crimes into existence. Hitler amassed a country behind his words. Words are far stronger than any weapons. Use them wisely. Teach others. Leave the hatred where it belongs, in the past. On the next episode, we will be talking about weapons, guns, gun control, and the stupidity of some of the arguments that are brought about from both sides. This is, once again, Split the Line Podcast, signing off. Enjoy, Real Patriots.